It's going to be an outside split with 3 players heading towards Ivy, but there's a caveat here. Config and MSL, they're pushing aggressively. We're kicking her off fast with Fitch in the first frag. Make it 2, both headshots.
Fitch is rolling early. It's a scary thought, but AZ steps up immediately in return to find Fitch, along with 2 others, including Hobbit, Cajun B. Below the green train, gets Doja dropping over top. Mo brings it to a one-on-one. We said this would be high-flying. We expected it. We're already getting a taste of it, as Valda will climb the train. Try and find vision toward Mo. Has bomb. He's picked that back up after the initial exchange. And has time to work with as well. We're still above the 1 minute mark and there's only 2 players left.
Yeah, absolutely nuts way to kick this one off. Aggressive play towards Ivy from both teams there. I thought AZ was going to find all the kills required, but he gets 3 headshots. And new boy Valda up against Mo, who's playing it very patiently indeed. You can see he's just holding up towards Ivy right now with the bomb in his back. Same story of Valda as well. He's kind of locked him in. He can hold towards his position now. If he does decide to go towards inside, he can find him.
Well, that's exactly it. Valda was so close to the main entrance, he would have heard him if he was running, and he's timed it in his head to think that there's no way he could have walked by. He has to still be out toward Ivy. He'll reconsider it so that if he goes by, he'd still be able to spot it, but he's positioned accordingly, and Mo thinks time's worked in his favor. It hasn't, because information has not... Oh, was he spotted? I didn't see Valda's perspective, but I think he was. Valda's circling to get closer to the bomb train and firing and lining it up. He saw him as soon as he crossed into the site, and he was patient to find the kill.
Really nice work there from Valda. Just eradicating risk. He's holding main entrance, so if he does come outside, he can shut that down as well. He's getting information towards T-spawn if he crosses back towards inside. But lovely work from AZ there. They went for the aggressive push. It seemed like Gambit were going to run away with the round. 2 massive frags from Fitch, but shut down there. And the 1v1 going in favor of Valda. It'll be round number 2 here, and it will be the force buy from Gambit. They have got themselves a Scout, CZ's Deagles, and Mo. He'll be the player with the aforementioned sniper rifle here. He goes towards Ivy. Cajun B's got himself a Scout as well. He's very well versed with that weapon, I would say. 3 players towards Ivy once again. Config looking to shut them down. A little bit of damage towards Fitch there, but can't quite find the frag yet. They have got head armor. They have to do a lot of work here, but that's lovely. Takes down the Dren.
Still looking for shots to go back in. Does get Fitch after a trade against Config. Doja found as well. AZ is starting off this game in convincing fashion. 5 kills for him over 2 rounds. 2 rounds Dakota North. We'll wait 1 more to get any guns for Gambit. No plant in the first. It was denied by Valda, remember.
Yeah, North coming out swinging here, it seems. You're right, AZ. Didn't think we'd be seeing this kind of performance so early on from him, but Config and co managing to shut it down. Nice aggressive play of the UMPs, not letting them get out. Shut the round down. It will be 2-0 here. Gambit with just Glocks. They have got 1 PT-50 on Fitch, but it's one of those rounds. If you get the bomb down, that's a bit of a miracle in itself. Normally going towards inside here. It's the only place in the map really you can trade 1 quick frag and sneak a bomb down. Very unlikely it will happen, but it's probably your best chance. They will indeed head towards inside. No flashes to work with here. Just hope you can bait out maybe some utility here, wait for the smokes to subside, and then go together, split between upper and lower, trade 1 kill. But looking at the setup right now, I don't think that will happen.
Valda will hold with the M4, and they walk in. He summons them to the wand. Down they go as MSL combines to get 2 more. It's just Doja, and Doja will work outside with a Glock.
Yeah, it's good for a friend.
Oh, or a knife. That's fine. That'll, that almost does.
Well, the 3-0 comes in, and this is a bit of a bonus situation for North now. They've got a saved MP9, a UMP. Cajun B does throw away the Scout and rig out the ADP. I think that's a nice kind of compromise at that point. You don't want to keep a Scout to the first gun round. Pretty useless on train, I would say. Gambit can't bring out the AWP just yet after force buying in the second round. No bomb being planted. So we get rid of the MP9 as well. Config upgrades to the M4, and Cajun, like I said, on the AWP itself. So what kind of round have we got here from Gambit? This is an interesting map for North. One they usually play, but down SK on it. No one really saw that coming.
So getting closer and closer to a main with the UMP.
Yeah, he'll be flashed in, you'd imagine, in the next 30 seconds or so. That kind of weapon, there it is.
Wasn't even 30 seconds.
Oh, so he's keen.
Everyone loves a keener. Early bird gets the worm and all that stuff about early mornings that I don't believe in. As AZ gets a Dren back, however, he is traded this time without getting a double kill by Doja. Config's not had to move much at all and consider any position toward Ivy. There's been no presence there in this round from Gambit as MSL. It really walks into the crosshairs, going to hold from quad. Good read. Goes back out to find Mo, and he's still looking for more as Cajun with the AWP will shut down Hobbit. No entrance points from Gambit. Nothing achieved north. Winning the duels until such time as the new blood will show up in fashion.
Ooh.
And Doja finding Config, sneaking out from Sandwich Ladies, pulled it back to a 2 versus 2, and there's time to work with 42 seconds. Quick rounds as always. But Valda's trying to work his way back in from Pop Dog. Good timing to find Doja. He lost his teammate. We're down to another one-on-one, and it's Fitch who has to pull it back. AK in hand. M4 for Valda. And it's going to be Valda that wins it again. He finds the kill over top of the train. Bomb gets dropped, never even planted once more as North dominating early on. Although 2 close rounds, 2 one-on-ones, but they have control.
But that was the bonus round for North there. It's still massive for them to pick that one up. They had UMP coming through. They did upgrade with the AWP, to be fair, as well, but plenty of money for them. Winning another big clutch was Valda. And it was a 4-2 situation. It did fall apart slightly for North there, but that's what we've come to expect with this Fitch, man. He's very good with the AK-47. Give him an inch, he will take a mile. Still 4-0 for the North side. We do have a partial buy here from Gambit. CZs and Tech 9s, no nades, but armor, and they're going towards Ivy. Conflict can only find one here. Cajun B has to deliver. Nails the shot and falls back.
Hobbit in the shins. AZ not quite able to swing wide enough to catch off Adren as MSL. Inside smoke is going to be found by Fitch, who continues to find kills in situations where perhaps he's not good for them. As Cajun V gets a shot on the AWP. So he peeked so fast he could not bolt the weapon and had to go to the pistol. Another 2 versus 2, even though money was not really relevant for Gambit. It's M4s on their side, picked up to go with the armor. 1 kit in play, another on the ground. Not sure how close down to the bomb it was, but Cajun has his at the ready should it be needed, and it might be. As it comes to a 1 versus 2, Doja won't even let him get near the bomb this time. Gambit collect the round.
Huge round there by Gambit. We've seen this tournament how powerful the CZs are proving to be. Fast execution towards our side, pushing through the smokes and just railing every opponent in front of them there. Lovely way to get into the game. 4-1. It's suddenly whittling down the money of the North side, and nothing they could do in that 2 versus 1 situation. Once the rifles were picked up and the bomb was down, you can see how North were out of their depth in that one. They will be forced buying back into it. MSL with the interesting P90 being purchased. Eagle for Config, but Cajun still has the AWP. He knows he has to work hard for this frag at the very beginning. Mo, his first showing of the AWP as well. This could be the key duel to kick things off. Will be a default round here from the Gambit side. Players towards Ivy, not giving too much away just yet. As we're trying to push the CDs back, trying to find that first pick and work out what kind of buy they've got here.
You wouldn't know it, but there's 1 minute and 55 seconds in Counter-Strike rounds. We haven't really used all those in this game.
No,
and surprisingly, there is also a second bomb site on train.
We don't need to use that.
Fair enough. Just a game of retakes. Although, not retakes, just takes, really. MSL P90.
Yeah. Made it a couple of appearances this tournament.
Proper thing. A lot of SMG usage. A lot of wide variety. MAC-10s, MP9s, MP7, I think is probably the least utilized. Fitch takes down AZ. Good headshot again. Config. Lined it up. Flames in front. Smoke to conceal the fact that Doja is wrapped in behind the old train. The old bomb. Adren, meanwhile, has an M4 to go against the Deagle, which he's baited out shots from, and is quick to get the headshot against. Cajun still has the AWP. It's Doja that's going to be the menace. His IQ, every bit as good as his sex appeal as he takes down Valda on a flank. It's Cajun B, just the AWP to work with against 4. No bomb plant needed, or should not be, as Hobbit gets the final kill.
Really nice textbook stuff there from Gambit, holding up. They know the money was going to be low for North at that point. Getting the map control required, getting towards the end of Ivy, deploying the smokes, baiting out the shots, finding the frags, and then working as a unit just to pincer and stifle the CTs as they couldn't really do anything with their Deagles and SMGs, picking them off one by one. We needed Cajun to really find some shots. I'd prefer him to maybe go aggressive towards the upper platform and inside bomb site, maybe push Ivy to try and find that first kill and not allow Gambit to do exactly what they want there. They're really sitting quite far back and hoping they could hit all the shots required, but wasn't the case. Gambit now with 2 rounds in a row. Should be 3 as well, as the money for North is just non-existent now, about 2K per player. Gambit have called for a technical timeout, and I can confirm with the buys as well. Adren brings out the MAC-10, obviously aware as to the situation for round number 7. They'll be up against a full eco. No, still on the AWP. Those here with fallen M404, but still, North were looking very good indeed until the CZs came out and ruined their solid run so far on the CT side.
Oh, there's a smile A cute, adorable little smile of a now married man. How many players got married over the player break?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, isn't it?
I feel like we need to get married just to keep up, Henry.
Oh, I thought you said we had to wait until we were 30 at least.
That's like what, like 4 months for us?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a Canada sign. I like it. That makes me very happy.
Canada for Gambit.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm choking on a loose kernel of popcorn. I'm with it. I'm on board. I'm there too.
Small technical issue here. I assume it's another chair. Maybe a headset, who knows?
Could only be a chair.
Back into this momentarily. Just to confirm as well this round. Normally, you can get like an HE grenade or something like that, or PT-50s and try and airstrike towards the main entrance and maybe pick up a rifle or two, but haven't really seen that work out too much. Seems to be, everyone's very aware that could be a possibility. It'll be quite bizarre these days for a team like Gambit to rush into an eco situation, to stick into 5-man unit and choosing one choke point and going in with no sort of real default at the start or an execution. MSL, brains of the operation of the team. It's going to be put to the test now on Train. We've seen him play it once in a big tournament, and that was against SK Gaming, which they did win.
They did indeed.
But Train's one of those maps, right? Especially on the CT side. As soon as you have a frustrating round like lose CZs, like those guys just did, money starts becoming an issue, and you have the ecos coming through, you can't really get established, and you win one round, then you reset again. It's really difficult to recover. It's a really unforgiving map in that sense. The other in-game leader, Adren, of course.
He's having some fun. Who did it better, Get Right or Adren? I don't know. They're both having some fun with the camera this weekend. Yeah. Keep in mind as well, North did top their group. You mentioned that SK game. They came back and beat SK when it looked like SK was going to win that game. And then SK didn't do so well in the next best of 3 they played either. Well, I shouldn't say the next. They obviously made it through the group in the decider, but in the quarterfinal, as we know, against G2. So North topping their group. Has yet to lose a series coming into this against Gambit. First time on a big stage, doesn't seem to bother Fitch. Might be, you know what, maybe for the first time, by the way, on stage, being in the booths might be actually a good thing because they are very isolating.
Yeah, you can't hear a single thing in there.
And it's very easy to block it out.
Yeah, we're in like a similar sort of design one up here. We can't hear a thing.
They've actually just put this in this because it's a padded room, Henry.
Yeah, so we can't escape and or harm ourselves.
Exactly. But I think there's something in that because it is very isolating. Maybe it's in sort of more of an open style. It might be harder.
I think you're absolutely right. When you're in those kind of booths, you're staring at your monitor and you can't really feel the atmosphere and stuff like that. It is quite calming, you know. Like I got to play one of those booths at the major, and you honestly can't really tell once you're zoned on the game. And even though you're in a stadium, you can't really hear anything else around you. So it is quite a tranquil environment in there. You kind of can concentrate on your game.
It's kind of funny when you think of it as that perspective. Yes, they look very cool. Yes, they serve a purpose, but it's like, let's just cage these animals and put them on display. Trip to the zoo today, kids. Oh, not Config, Volda. Obviously getting some assist from the admins. They'll all be on mute in TeamSpeak. The other cool thing about the booth, we mentioned this a little bit earlier on in the tournament, even though Cloud9 elects to run earbuds with noise canceling.
You can. It's quite rare to see that.
Which I'm sure some of the sponsoring brands quite like.
Yeah, a rare appearance from the old headsets there. I don't know, I kind of like the soundproof ones. I guess it'd be a bit much in the soundproof booth and the soundproof headset. Maybe those are a lot more comfortable, the personal ones.
HyperX Cloud2s. Recently come out with a new Cloud. Alpha.
Yeah, that could be a... that is the new one?
That is the new one. It's named after Jason. The Alpha.
Well, I can see some clapping. Headsets are still on. So hopefully we're good to go. Everyone's sat down on the PCs. Oh, no, that headset's off. That's not a good sign.
Headsets are off. They've solved Volda's problem. Because he's asking if it's a similar problem because Doji seems to have a monitor issue, so they'll select that. I imagine it's cable related by the sounds of, or at least the symptoms, but I'm no doctor, Henry.
I wish you were. I could really use your assistance.
Yeah, I'm not going to cure your sickness. I don't know if any doctor will. There's a doctor out there who fancies taking on patient 0. Give us a call. Save the world while you can.
You're locked in here with me as well, to be fair.
That is a horrible thought, and I had not occurred to me until now.
Well, if you are just joining us, this is the second best of three today. This is semi-final. We still have the grand final to come, of course, as well. G2 are already ready and waiting. I'm sure they'll be watching this game and downloading as much information as they possibly can.
They will be a team as well that may not mind some of these delays.
Yeah, right.
Some relaxation in between now and their finals. Config sits. I'm wondering, remember he had the chair problem. He's ripped off the little pillow behind his head. I'm wondering if that was the issue for him. Didn't want to relax. Doesn't want to be caught sleeping. Eating a banana, potassium, that will keep you awake. Valda, taking a page from Dupree. The Danes and their bananas.
Yeah, everyone seems to love it, though, don't they?
Well, I would love to get this underway. Fast pace to start it. We knew that was going to be the case. So despite this pause, we've still had some excitement. Pistol round was explosive. We've had, what, 3? It's very cold in here. Just going to make note of that, Henry, in case you're wondering. It's been an explosive game. We expected that. We've had a couple one-on-ones. I think 2 or 3 of them now, in fact.
Valdo won a couple.
He's won a couple.
Yeah.
Have won most of the rounds. But a small comeback in the works, perhaps, for Gambit. It was 4-0. It's now 4-2. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on with all the action.
That was so bad.
I think it was all right.
That was so bad.
That was fine. That's
Okay.
a
Who
good,
goes first,
good
though?
split.
Game on.
Left.
Wow, that's so unfair.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, who goes first? Okay, hang on, though, because I got a tactic already.
You moved. Sorry, my lights froze.
So, Sue, have you played Mikado before?
Breathing is hard while playing this game. I have a vague memory from my younger years, yeah. I feel like it must be over 15 years ago, though. Did it touch?
Yeah. No, I don't
Did
think it did. I didn't see it.
I think Matt...
He's got glasses on, and they've got a lot of magnification, so... I was just saying I was going to take his side, but apparently we're on my shit.
Okay.
That's cheap.
But yeah, I think I played it a long time ago. But yeah, definitely been a long time.
And what games did you used to play growing up?
Honestly, the normal ones like Monopoly, etc. I also just watched my brother play a lot of games growing up.
All right, so Susan, full name, full disclosure.
It's actually not my full name.
I was going to say, is that
It's not
actually
actually
correct?
her full name. You mentioned your brother playing a lot of games. Was that you're into esports, or were you better than him?
No, I wasn't better at him at anything other than Mario Tennis. But I did watch him play Brood War and CS. Coincidentally, the 2 esports I got into.
Because I know a little bit of the history, but I don't know if everyone at home does. So
All right, let's
obviously
see if you have
Brood
it.
War was the first one, but you started, if I'm correct, as a translator.
Yeah, I did translations for Brood War tournaments that were going on at the time. And then that led to when StarCraft 2 came out, when there were tournaments going on, and there were a lot of Koreans winning everything because that's what we do. They needed translators, and I started doing that. And then that led to my first hosting, which was DreamHack Valencia 2013. And that's kind of how everything happened.
So before you go on stage, like how do you prepare and what goes through your mind?
That's what was through mine. That is it.
Well, it depends. If it's for an interview, then I'm not thinking about anything other than the games that I just watched and the main key points that I want to ask in the interview. I'm just like looking at my cue card and like going over each question that I've written down.
It's funny that you mentioned the preparation aspect because I remember seeing you at events with like
Stacks
of notes.
Stacks
Like
of
I have
notes.
never taken that much notes in the entirety of my CS
Comes with being
casting
Asian,
career.
you know.
Gotcha.
You know, Mom, I didn't go to Harvard, but I can take great notes on CS measurements.
Oh, that's a
Wait,
win.
did you verify that bit?
I didn't see anything. GG, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk away. I was never part of this.
Yo, I only got 3 sticks.
This is worth 100 points though, right?
No, it's not. Did we get something to eat? Wanna eat something?
Very Asian of you.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Parler's Playground. I'm joined right now by Hobbit from Gambit Gaming. It's great to see you, brand new major winner.
Yeah, thank you.
How's it feel?
I'm very happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, have you been told about what we are going to do now?
I'm not sure.
Just come with me. I'm like off this way. Just like follow me.
Let's go.
Hobbit, do you trust me? Are you sure?
I think so.
All right, well, you have to right now because we are about to make the Gambit logo out of plasticine, Play-Doh, clay, whatever you want to call it.
It's gonna be hard.
All right, but whilst we're doing this, we can talk Counter-Strike, we can have a good time and, just get to know each other a bit better. As we already know, Hobbit, you are now a major winner.
But
Did you
yeah.
think it was possible? Did you ever imagine that you'd win a major,
no,
CSGO major?
Because we lost every practice,
Okay.
every online game, everything. But magic is happening.
And what was the magic? You know, because some people argue that some of the magic is left now that Zeus isn't here.
Yeah, actually, it's gonna be hard. Of course, it's some new page for us, new challenge.
When Zeus had left the team, how did you hear the news, or did you know before it was suggested to him?
He just made some Insta live, you know.
Oh, an Instagram
Yes,
story.
I saw it. I didn't know that. I knew that coach.
yeah.
He gonna believe, but
You didn't know Zeus was
not
going with
Zeus,
him.
Yeah,
And so how did you react?
I was in shock.
Yeah.
And because Zeus just told us we just playing chill major, and after we will not play with the Kane, with the coach. But now he just left with him. Anyway, I just support his choice.
Hobbit, how do you feel personally about Zeus leaving and your relationship with him?
Actually, yeah, I was very sad. But
Oh.
now everything is great.
Okay.
We have Fitch. He's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hobbit, I think we are finished with our pieces of art. Should we show the guys watching what we have completed?
Let's do it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
That is fun.
Hobbit's logo is on my right and mine is on the left. I went for the interpretive Gambit logo on the shirt. And Hobbit, what did you go for?
I don't know. I just made something, but I like your shield.
Thank you very much. And I think yours is awesome as well. It has a wonderful style to it. Hobbit, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. And I hope that you can have a fantastic tournament and we see you on that stage.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
All the best, bro.
Thank you, man.
Third time's a charm. Let's get ready to rumble.
Back
I was
into
going
it,
to get
shall we?
really hyped, but I don't get paid $5 million every time I say that, so it wasn't worth it.
That's the new catchphrase, is it?
Something like that.
Wow.
What in God's name? That apparently is my new catchphrase.
That is. It's quite a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Snacks.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we are ready to go. North versus Gambit is map number 1. North currently have the lead 4-2, but I don't think that's going to last too long, you know, because unfortunately they're on full eco right now, and they'll be on USPs across the board. It's round number 7. We have got a full buy here for Gambit, and Adren with the Mac 10 out, a few rifles, and they should have quite the clean run in it.
We are getting set. We're almost ready. Just getting ready to unmute and jump back in. Problems are resolved. Having a little fun in chat, I can see right now. I'm not allowed to repeat because it's as profane as Susan was in her little profile piece.
Getting pretty spicy in there, isn't it? They're still smiling. I think they're joking.
It is. I could see. Oh, I like how Doja, because Config is messing around with Mod, the admin, just typing stuff at him. Doja figures it's fair game and just says, buy or eco? Tell me what you're going to do.
No, they've said that they're forcing. So, now he's using that information. How is he going to process and destroy them this round?
Negev plus small armor. I
Negev,
forgot the Negev thing when it was...
There's another idea.
Cheaper than paint. Cheaper than dirt.
It's still $2,000.
Paint's kind of expensive these days, actually. It's oil-based, and the price of oil keeps going up.
Yeah. And Negev, another solid idea that never really happened.
Never really happened. Yeah.
Goes in the grave with the R8s.
The R8.
What else did,
There's only one great R8 in this world, Henry.
Yes, the car maybe?
Yes, that's exactly it. Congratulations, you've solved it. You know me so well. That was so predictable.
Well, here we go. Well, we were told it was getting underway, but maybe we're bringing you back into...
Truthfully, they just wanted the entertainment. We're a couple of clowns.
Well, when is that arriving?
Entertainment? Good point. I think once the game goes live, that's exactly when it will arrive. AZ's had an excellent start, by the way. 7-4 for him after we've been talking about his performance on this team. I'm curious, the one thing you can look for is like you said, we don't know the internals. Maybe there was other things going on than just the server conditions, as you would say, for Magisk. Maybe this will create space for AZ, because Magisk like to push a lot, and if you have one player who pushes a lot, you have to balance that. You have to have teams or teammates that will anchor the other positions, and now that they've got someone a little more reliable, perhaps in terms of discipline in that regard from Volda, maybe AZ can start to get a little more aggressive on his side without the consequences of having 2 players getting caught out.
All right, then. We are back into it. It is North on the CD side, in case you forgot. They'll have 4 rounds to their name, but it's the full eco here. Yeah, there we go. Mo with the AWP, looking for that first frag. Now already misses out on MSL, who crosses over towards Pop Dog here. And this should be a very slow and methodical round. Just work out what you're up against. I can hear the USBs being shot. You don't want to be rushing. Don't want to be being a little bit over hasty here. Just make sure that find that first pick. Go as a unit. You will only be dropping your utility as well. Don't risk anything. As we enter round number 7 here. We go towards Ivy as well. Smoke point to the left. Go together. Make sure you can refrag at every juncture. And it's Dosia to lead the charge with the M4.
Doja lead the charge, but not a fast one. Stops off to throw a nade that Adren takes to his advantage because it pushes Config into the open. And he'll get the kill as a result, as MSL with the pistol does get one back. He's actually got Hobbit as well. He's making an interesting bomb goes down, but they're surrounded in this site. And it's closing in on them with another headshot. Fitch gets traded by Cajun. That forces Doja out of the control room and nearly walks off the plank and onto the ground, but stays above after getting the kill with the headshot. AZ is still wreaking havoc. This is all to Doja. They know where he is. They can control, or do they? They walk out in front of him, but they can double peek the position. Doja's on 7 HP. Smoke on the bomb. He thinks they're still on it. The more he gives away his position, the more vulnerable he becomes. He now knows they're not there. But on 7 HP, he's still one shot.
Don't think he has that.
I don't think he's got it either. This
Might
is
as well
going to
give
be
it a go.
close. It's 50-50, so you've got to hold it, but I think he's just light. He is. Doja, by a stroke of luck, does enough, but what a close round, considering it was just pistols.
You can see he's celebrating about it as well, but they do win the round. That's super rare. I'm not sure how MSL managed to get those sort of frags. Double headshot with the USP. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Nice long-range shot to kick it off as well. That's kind of sick. That wasn't even an assist. He actually did 100 damage at that range with the USP. Brings it down to the 1v1, hits the AWP shot. 3 more seconds, he would have had the bomb defuse as well. That would have been a godlike round for him. But with those frags, they are able to bring a buy to the table here. North with M4s across the board, and this is what we discussed in the pregame. Train is a really unforgiving map in terms of the economy for the CT. They're always chasing the Ts once they get a few rounds in a row. If you do win one round, has to be a clean one as well. You can see they've got no kits, no AWP to work with here. Nades are okay. Lacking incendiaries, but there's the first frag from Config. Takes down Dosia in the smoke. 5 on 4. They just want to fall back now, hold on to that lead and wait for the full commitment to come in from Gambit.
Cajun. It's the bottom of the ramp. Just gonna hope that they walk in. Smoke at the ready. He'll counter it off with the timing from their smoke. And he starts to get closer as Hobbit wins the duel. Volda's gonna sneak up all the way and take not only the bomb, but potentially more. Fitch responds to trade against Hobbit. Continues to hit shots. Fitch continues to add to kills, but so too does AZ, who's up to 9. Equal in that regard. Both level best, but it's AZ that ups Fitch and takes the lead on that by taking him down. How appropriate, as the Dren has to cover off the bomb that's planted. Decent job in finding the first shot on AZ, who didn't quite do enough damage to make it threatening for his next 2 teammates, but Config finds the kills anyway, and this time 10 seconds is plenty of time.
Such a high-pressure moment there for the North side. One missed shot against the Dren in that situation. After he got the first kill as well. All could have fallen apart. They had no kits. Smoke on the bomb. Only one player was out of the situation, but this was lovely by AZ. Like we said, having a bit of a blinder at this point. Good utility usage as well. Dropped it on the bomb planter, forced him up, got the frag, but it was Config that funneled them back towards the B site after finding that kill through the smoke at the IV position. 5-3 now. North pull one back. They managed to pick up the AWP as well. Money starting to dwindle for Gambit now, so a chance for North to get a little bit deeper into this first half. Got the AWP out, a couple of AKs, and there's 2 pistols here. Very limited on utility as well. I'd assume something a bit faster here. Try and push the envelope towards Ivy perhaps. You can see 2 players towards that position. It will be Mo and Dosia. Bomb's still down at T-spawn though. Mo with the AWP. Can't find anything just yet. He'll rotate back towards main entrance.
Shots from Config. Will echo upon Doja's ears, but thankfully not be penetrating into his body. Mo will sit and watch on top of Red for anyone who wants to peek.
It's a pretty classic default. We have got Hobbit with the upper platform control, but that might not matter as the Dren goes down to the hands of Cajun B. Very good defensive AWP, but it's holding the deep lines and hitting the shots that really count. 5 on 4, and now Gambit only have 1 smoke to work with here and a couple of flashbangs. Execution potential just not there. They don't have the opening pick, and time is starting to tick down now. Final smoke we used towards Ivy. Didn't think that'd be a point of contention here. Mo and Dosia make their way down there, but Config's on the other side. Smokes, they don't tend to bother him. He'll be pushing them all day long. And they make their final play towards Ivy. Bomb's still down in T-spawn, so even if they get this frag, not much can happen, but Cajun B does hit the shot.
With the op in the smoke. It's Mo that's the next up. Speaking of AWPs, he has one of his own, but he's forced out and into the clutches of Config. North is looking excellent on Gambit's map choice. They're outplaying them, they're positioning accordingly, and Fitch has no answer for it either as Cajun's able to find another ensuing kill. It goes to 6 for North.
Lovely work there by Cajun B especially. Nothing really interesting brought to the table there by Gambit at all. They went for a really passive default at the start, hoping they get the first pick, but Cajun B, like you said, is holding lines, and Dren almost gifts him that first one. Had the knife out, trying to jump up. He got blocked on the pallet perhaps, and yeah, that was a round where I thought maybe this group has a 5-man unit go towards inside, smoke lower ramp, then allow your players with the rifles to actually have a chance, but the default has got picked off one by one and had nothing left to work with there. It's a full eco now for Gambit. North, you're right, looking very good indeed. We'll head towards inside. We talked about this yesterday. Go towards inner and try and get the bomb down if possible. Try and get a refrag, but they might have that one flashbang. And here we go. We'll go in, but MSL Valda won't be giving much away at this point. Mo does get one frag, but no plant there, and it's just to be a Dren who runs out the lower ramp. In vain, Cajun B takes him down. It's going to be 7-3. In terms of the cash, we can't get the AWP out. Unless it would be a full glass cannon, I think we can afford one just about. But I think there's 5 AKs here. Maybe a set piece has to come out now for the Gambit side.
Set piece would be welcome, and they've all got smoke to try and do so.
Double orb setup for North, just to note as well. Config, the secondary orb, a very versatile player. A bit more aggressive than Cajun B. He'll go for those initial picks. He'll be using the spawns and pushing the likes of Ivy, for example, as well. Doesn't go all in just yet, but he'll be looking towards main entrance. Cajun, on the other hand, will be at the lower ramp, trying to find the first pick. Backed up by Valda as well, so Cajun B will take the attention away. As soon as the player crosses, if he hits him or not, Valda then will peek from upper ramp and try and take any players focusing on that lower ramp position.
Bosch is high in the sky, smokes to land behind where AZ is positioned with MSL, and MSL has a perfect lineup toward A main, but Fitch finds the kill instead, and Hobbit follows it up. AZ goes down. Best entrance in a while, but it's still level because Cajun has one op and Configs and a shot with the other, nearly gets an opportunity to do so again. He'll survive for now on the Gambit side. Hobbit, good spray transfer. I call it transfer. I should not target to target in the traditional sense, but had to continue tracing him back through and anticipate where his body had gone. Mo finds the other two. Gambit get another round.
Yeah, one of the strap book there. You can see how effective that was, especially against the double orb setup. As soon as that comes out, North are getting the wall of smoke treatment there. Something they're used to dishing out to their opponents, and works very effectively for the Gambit side. 3 smokes in front of the bomb train, covering the backtracks as well. Managed to get that bomb down, and then the ropes on the retake. Can't really do much about it. Config hit one shot, but bomb planted and holding all the flanks. Gambit run away with it. It's going to be 7-4. Back to the single orb for North this time. 3 players of our head armor as well. So, a Dren with a Mac 10, which is an interesting buy. He might actually have some serious impact with that weapon. We go towards inner this time. Fouled up. Watching the lower ramp. Do have one player in towards the Pop Dog as well. That'll be MSL looking for the first frag. He knows he has to work a little bit harder for them this time, considering it's quite a low buy. And we go towards inner. Harder with the first, but can't hit the orb shots here.
Cajun. Try and push back up. Won't be in position in time, but Fitch is certainly going to be. He's going to wrap all the way around Cajun's. AWP just reads the fact that he's gone there and somehow gets the upper hand on it. Not only that, MSL has lined up them all. It's a FAMAS, not an M4. An extra bullet required, but he does utilize it correctly and also relays information so Cajun could find Hobbit. He could only have gone one way. 10-second defuse will be plenty. And unfortunately for Gambit, having one round, they'll get reset. A lost round bonus of 3 rounds going against them. And it's all due to good positioning from MSL, and I have to say, fairness to Cajun B responding to Fitch pushing up. Fitch has 12 kills, double anyone else on the Gambit side right now.
Yeah, this is the silent USP as well. Held his nerve, was quite low HP, but MSL with that huge flank. We did say he's a Pop Dog at the very start, gets the godlike timing, comes down the lower ramp. You can see they had no idea as well. Almost fluffed it with the first shot, but still plenty of time to work with there. And he takes down the AWP, gives the information on the second frag as well, which Cajun B takes down. And the defuse comes in. Adrenalis is too far away. Cajun B a little bit more aggressive this time towards the upper ramp. And Molotov to push him back, but there's a headshot for him. Hobbit finds that. 5-on-3 instantly. And it looks like the full commitment towards the inside side now. Gambit will not be messing around. They'll try and get full control of the situation. And Adren, he works towards outside where he forces all the rotations as well. Upgrades to the M4. After taking on Config with the Mac 10.
Adren just gets back around the wall before the shots come in and catch him. He will catch AZ by staying alive, and it's Valda left alone. So, Gambit, although they had the reset, they did sufficient in the previous round and had a bomb plant to allow the buy. They're able to survive, therefore, and keep the economy intact. And therefore, MSL, knowing the situation, knowing that this means they are the ones on the deficit in terms of economy, are going to call a timeout immediately to try and keep the half in their favor. Especially where it's Gambit's map choice. Every round counts. If they let this go back to 8-7, they've let a good lead go.
2 rounds to go. They will call a pause, indeed. In terms of their cash right now, it's about 3K per player. I think the highest was 4,000 on Config. They will be forcing into it. CZ's coming out, UMP, Cajun B on the scout. Config does indeed buy the M4A4. In terms of utility, we have 4 smokes and a few flashbangs to work with. No kits. Cajun B with the glass cannon scout. So there you go. Double up set up on the T side. Suggest things will be a little bit slower now for Gambit, Mo, and Adren holding that weapon.
Well, we're not quite able to get in position to get the op shot. Push out toward Ivy. Not all the way down, they're at the server. And Doja is getting closer to getting control of Quad. He's gone back in, but comes back around, and when he does, giving up the position with smoke down, goes directly toward Cajun B. Valda Catches a shin bone shot from the pop dog position. It's fired from Fitch.
Well, they know it's a force by now. They've seen the scouts and the CZs. They'll try and work the next pick. General setup is Adren watching towards Ivy. Two players looking at upper halls and Pop Dog, and here we have Mo with the AWP, making sure no one pushes the main entrance. MSL is on the other side of the AK-47.
Aggressive again from North. They started with the aggression at Ivy. They'll hold true with MSL. Mo on an AWP will have trouble rounding the corner to find him. And Fitch will have to trade it. If Fitch goes first, he has bomb, and he's the rifle, which makes it harder for Mo. If Mo went first in the AWP, the rifle could trade it, but the op's still up, misses a shot. Q for MSL to go around. They trip over each other, so Adren can't get in position to try and get a shot back, and when he does, he goes through a smoke that MSL's already watching. Nades rain in. That's good enough damage to allow Adren to follow up. And not only that, he ran in with a pistol and grabbed the M4, or excuse me, the AK. In doing so, Volda's gonna rotate around, timing everything. How are the flanks working so well for North each and every time? MSL was the man last time. Volda only gets one. Fast reactions from Mo, but he nearly didn't get anyone at all. As Mo sets to ready. Config goes through him, gets assist damage as well as the scout will combine 9 rounds for North.
Great work by the North side there, getting aggressive like he said towards the main entrance, making things. He only gets 1 kill, sure, but he buys so much time for the North side. Gets towards main entrance, dropping the smoke. Takes down 1. It was a nice play by Adren to actually take him down, but the flanks, like he said, took so much attention away that Valda could get another kill. Cajun B with the scout finds his second of Confi, spraying them down as they try to plant. Final round of the first half here. Money's still not great for the CT side. It's not amazing for Gambit either. They get 4 AK-47s and Galil for Mo here. Another default round, bomb towards Pop Dog, and Adren and Dosia working that Ivy position. The ult for Cajun B this time will be inside. That's where Hobbit's heading towards. He's at the upper ramp right now. He's got a deadly aim to work with, but up against the AWP, won't have a chance to use it.
No chance to use it. Doja meanwhile putting pressure toward Ivy. 2 players facing him down on the north side, and he still gets, by way of Tracer, the information as to where Config is, even with the smokes down. He'll push through, but a push too aggressive as AZ cuts him off. He's able to do so. He can afford to give himself up. He's just trying to cause chaos to allow an entrance onto B. So, in effect, he's been successful in doing his job by getting 1 kill, but Valda, nearly gets none again, but somehow holds it together and gets the assist on the 3rd to make it 10-5.
Really solid half there from North. It was a bit of a gamble in the previous round, a force buy with their UMPs, the Scout and the Solo M4, but it finds them 2 rounds here. And Gambit, I have to say, they were looking very good when they were running the set pieces, and that's when they were getting really nice rounds overall. When they're doing their defaults, they seem to have a lot of oversights, and they take the bait every single time. If there's a player towards connector, just focus on that and have the tunnel vision. And Valda even have the chance to spray 30 bullets there, missing the majority and still find 2 frags. Will be 10-5, double digits on a map. They don't play that much, North, at least in big tournaments. That's going to be a very good way to kick off Gambit's map pick as well. This is looking great for them. In terms of the frag charts, Cajun B, man, he's got 16 kills and 8 deaths. Everyone fragging, all other 4 players have got 11 kills. So this is a great team performance from the North side. Gambit are no slouches on this map, and they're looking a bit over the depth sometimes, actually looking like they're struggling to actually work out how they can break the North defense.
They are struggling indeed, there's no question. This is not the Gambit we've seen throughout the course of this tournament. They were shut down early and often they could not find the openings, at least not in a sustainable fashion. They strung together 3 rounds in their best spree. Back and forth afterwards, but Gambit can try and claw back in by winning this pistol.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't done just yet. It's going to be the flashbang towards inner. Dosia has to fall back. Could be the full commitment here from North. They do have control of the upper halls now. 2 smokes available, flashbang for Config as well. In terms of the options here, now they have the inside area. CTs now no longer know what's going to be coming towards them. The bomb's not on this side of the map just yet. AZ will be baiting himself in, trying to show presence here and maybe find the first kill. Can't quite do it. 2 for Gambit now.
For Gambit, 1 for Fitch, 1 for Adren, and Fitch still down at the bottom of Pop Dog has information. They've gone in. Somehow, in a miraculous fashion, snaps back and catches off the player at Pop Dog as Hobbit finds the other 2.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of fakes on the pistol rounds on a map like Train especially. You've only got Glocks, and I think it's better to use the power of the Glocks, the mobility. There's a 5-man unit, overwhelm a certain position there. It was AZ going in by himself, trying to bait out some rotations to the outside bomb site, and they go towards Pop Dog, but what can he do against that? I thought he hit it
on the first bullet, by the way, that swing. It was actually the second shot. Still impressive, but if it had been the first one, that might have been the best pistol flick. Hiko's is up there, but it might have been there somewhere nearby.
Hello.
AZ, good positioning, sees at 75, catches out a Dren trying to be over-aggressive with Doja to support. Doja's got to get a kill back. He's thrown away his gun to go to a pistol, and somehow he's made it work for the moment. Not quite in full effect as the bomb will go down as well. This gives more money to North. Fitch is always in place and always ready. He has 7 HP, Mo has 8. Hobbit's the hot hand. And Hobbit will make a stand. He'll take down Volda, config. Trying to defend the bomb, hold it off. The pistol's sufficient against 2, but Hobbit's going to flank out. If he wins this kill against Hobbit, there's a chance, but there's not now.
Yeah, take a hell of a shot to win that. 3 versus 1 for config. It did look a little bit uncomfortable for the CTs there in the early sectors. Inside rush there by North, finding the early kill on the lower ramp, but overall Gambit do defuse the 3 players surviving against the 4 spy as well. So that's fine. North to get a bomb down, they won't be buying into this one, but they'll have a decent buy into round number 19. A chance now for Gambit just to swell their bank accounts, try and have a clean round here, deny the plant. That'll be the main objective. And give North more to work with. If you're not aware, the bomb goes down, it's an extra $800 per player. Just Glocks and a couple of P250s here for the Danish side. Could just be another inside play here. And Adren, he's looking to shut that down. Drops the smokes, but the MP9, super weapon of this tournament. They go towards the upper ramp here. He could push behind them. All 5 players walked past.
Oh. Takes the scout to the high ground. Doji and Adren are low enough in front that they are ready for this B play. North looking for a second bomb plant. Shots in. I'm going to catch if they hit 2 or not, because there was already previous damage in, and I apologize, I cannot process that much information all at once. What I can process is how many bullets Adren is going to use to take down 2 players walking in it lower, and Volda's the last alive to face 4.
Minute remaining. No armor, no nades. If he gets 1 kill, I'll be impressed. But Adren, he finds his 3rd of the round with that MP9, doing a lot of damage and farming a lot of cash as well. Does he keep it for the first gun round? I'm not so sure. It's been a weapon that's found a lot of success in this tournament. And I guess in Train, you've got a lot of situations that can be beneficial towards the Pop Dog, for example, and that lower ramp. If you can push up with the smoke and try and get the first pick and fall back, it looks like he'll be holding on to it for now at least. As he does injury towards main entrance and indeed heads towards Pop Dog area. It's going to be Mo with the first shot with the AWP, takes down config. That was an aggressive play from config itself and doesn't work for Overman just yet.
Adren swinging, MP9, another appearance for it. Can't quite get 2 because MSL is there. Fitch is tantalizingly close in this smoke. I think he may have expected a flash to come a little bit sooner and wasn't quite ready to position and swing. Shot back in return, but it's Volda that's going to pop out late and find Hobbit. That equalizes things and opens up space by which North can approach the bomb site. Mo, however, has found Cajun B. Doji goes one side of the bomb train, Mo goes the other. Volda's got to appear at least into a one-on-one situation eventually, and it might be the right one to find because Mo's not looking. He's not expecting this at all. It's going to end up at 2 one-on-ones. We won't even get past this in the site because he'll be able to rotate off with a minute to work with.
So much time to work with them. He's making quite a lot of noise, but doesn't seem like Dosia is aware just yet. He's in the right area, and he should hear him any second now. So Dosia will turn around, knows exactly where he is. He's got the full advantage here. Easy work. Valdo, like I said, so much time to work with. He's just assuming that he'd be towards in up, waiting for him to connector perhaps, and that wasn't the case. Dosia held his position and was almost gifted around at that point. A decent attempt. It was nice work to take down Mo and bring it into the 1v1, but overall Mo, he did carry that round, distilling shot after shot from connector as well. No smoke deployed in his area, no flashes used towards him, just picking them off one by one. And that's going to be the money broken once again for North. A chance to tie things up for Gambit here. Will almost certainly do with just some body armor and a few smokes to work with him. They'll go fast towards outside, trying to get the bomb down, but the flashbangs are effective from the CTs. Fitch finds a first frag. Good Molotov usage as well. Keeps them at bay, but Cajun B does fight back with 1.
Mo ready and waits. They walk in. No shot success, but Hobbit will find it. Hobbit will find 3, in fact. And Adren is able and ready to swing back out. Another MP9 kill. It's got to be the highest amount of MP9 kills in one tournament.
Yeah.
Peter, another stat. Please look it up.
You always give him some challenges, don't you?
He never answers me.
No, he's not
He used to give me them, and now he's like, I've had enough of this guy.
Yeah, it's Hobbit there, not being tested too much, just spraying down some of his opponents, and just with the pistols, he can be more cavalier with his approach there. But it's going to be the AWPs out once again for Mo, and indeed Cajun B as well, who plays from main entrance, trying to open things up for his team. In terms of the approach from North, this will be the full default. They have got some pause control for now. See AZ just making sure there's no one in the smoke there, but he's absolutely fine.
5 straight rounds for Gambit to tie things up as Hobbit wants to get aggressive at Ivy. Config. Ready to jump closer. He gets on the guardrail to spot what he can see above the gap in the smoke as they throw in one of their own. Molotov on the left, a smoke on the right, a Hobbit somewhere nearby, not quite in the middle. And a Molotov at the ready of his own, or at least an incendiary. And he'll throw it down. As Adren starts a push, a perfect time push. Oh my god, he's got knives out. One already, a second who's also got a nade, and he's got the bomb! The timing for Adren. He can sit and wait and hold position. 6 one word for it. Speaking of, how you feeling, Henry?
I'm all right, that's perked me up a little bit there. The MP9 play gets the bomb down as well. That's round over. Vacation Beat does take down Fitch. Config chimes in as well, so not over just yet. The 3-on-2, but that bomb position, surely that's got to be it, but Config's not backing down.
Adren has backed off the bomb as well. He knows he can't sit there alone. They're slowly going to be working toward his position. And Mo is the only other approach of holding it, and he was far away. Adren decides to be more clever. Now as they're inside the A site, either they go up the ladder, that's fine, they can gamble in doing so, but more likely, because you won't have information at the top of the ladder, they're going to go back towards spawn.
10 seconds.
And he goes in the last place they would expect to find him. 10 seconds, Adren will run. He just wants to save the gun and make it a 6th straight round. Although, he's heard the noise, sees the Molotov, stands in the flames, and gets Config down as well. 4 kills for Adren in the round.
The new in-game leader for Gambit with the godlike plays. Pushing inside, you don't get much better timing than that map. With the MP9 in hand as well, we discussed that weapon and how it can be so good in close proximity, and finds 2 kills there. And the fact he goes towards T-spawn as well, I love that play. He knows the time is running low, they're going to have to fall back and exit through T-spawn to get towards the T-step there if they have a chance to get the bomb. You're never going to be expecting a CT waiting in that position, and takes the penultimate kill down and just guarantees the round for his team as well. Kills 4 in total, denies Config saving anything at that point. And that's going to be 11-10. And we're North were looking promising at least, but that's going to be 6-0 now for the Gambit side as they take the lead once again. That 10-5 lead has certainly disappeared. Lovely sign there.
That's quite well drawn.
Yeah. This will be the 4th spy from North here. Sure, they've got the rifles, but you can see a scout there and only 2 smokes remaining after using 1 outside. So it'll be an inside play from what we can see right now. Smoke gets deployed though, and it's Dosia waiting on the other side, drops a perfect nade in MSL's face. Gets him down to 51 points of health.
AZ will change his angle. Mo will do the same. Didn't quite make the jump. Does now. Smoke there. Still ready. Still ready with an AWP that nearly fired through 2. It gets 1. Good shot back from AZ. But now Dosia stands at the ready. And when Dosia stands at the gates, you shall not penetrate, as he shuts down Volda as well. Config did shot back over top, but Adren able immediately to take him back down, as Cajun, with desperation to plant the bomb and attain the money for his team, will do so. Scout shot with good effect as well. Unfortunately, not an AWP. Will salvage what he can for the round. It goes 11, make it 12 now for Gambit, so they've continued rolling on the CT side.
Yeah, you can see where they've picked this map. CT side is certainly their stomping ground. 7-0 now. Bomb does get planted for the 2nd time in this half for North, but with maximum loss bonus, they still can buy. Might even be better than the previous round as well. They've got about $4,200 per player, which means you can get the AK-47 armor and a smoke and a flashbang as well. They'll take a timeout, probably a much needed one as well. Just a chance to work out what's going wrong right now, how they're getting completely pulled apart by the CT defense of Gambit. Gambit probably don't need to change a thing. If I'm Gambit right now, though, with this kind of pause coming in, you think, okay, they're probably about to drop a set piece. They're probably going to try to do an inside execution. I'm like pushing 3 players towards lower ramp, or I'm pushing Ivy. There's something completely bizarre to throw a spanner in the works. Because you get the pause as well, right? You get to discuss what they might be doing or how they might adapt. And we know North is a very execute-based team, generally. So we'll see if Gambit wants to mix things up As we enter round number 23, they've had a great run here on the CT half, looking very good indeed.
Made from Fitch. Standard as he crosses over to get in the sight. Smokes down, he'll be able to play from the hitch as well. So the Fitch and hitch to see if he can do anything at all in the round. He's gonna get aggressive as well through the smoke. Fitch!
Oh!
A third and looking for the fourth. Easy was low, but he couldn't find the shot. Doesn't matter, his work is done. And thankfully, he's done great work because it's still a 2 versus 2 with all of his efforts, and Vola's got better position than Doge is ready for. Mo is smoked off with just the AWP. If Fitch had hit AZ, we might have the round done already because he would control the bomb and we'd be in a 2-on-1 the other way.
Yeah.
Possibly better than that even, but man, what an audacious push, a bold play.
Yeah, I can see why people are getting excited about this Fitch guy. Seems to be a very, very promising player for the future. Fantastic aim and great movement as well there. That seems so confident from him. But Mo now, left in a difficult spot. Got the AWP and he's holding connector right now. Good news is the bomb is not planted, and indeed, AZ is at 17 HP as well. He's got 2 frags already, and they're going towards inner. With only flashbangs available as well. I know Mo's going to have the AWP. Fouled holds towards outside, but he's been spotted, but that could be good news. And now the bomb can get towards inside, but Mo seems to be aware that could be a possibility. Checks towards CT spawn, but the bomb will be planted. And he's going to assume that's outside, surely.
He is still assuming that it's outside. This has worked out so well for North. Great round from Fitch. And yet it still could be their first.
Yeah,
Mo is still considering outside. The ticking is not in his ear. Why has he not considered it at this point in time? And he's going to save. Yeah, okay, so he's just trying to get away with the AWP. Either way, North pick up their first on the T side. We go 12-11. They keep it close. Money still aplenty on the Gambit side, more so because Mo's also going to save the AWP.
A much faster approach there by North. Quite a chaotic round there, Matt. It was definitely had the chance to fall apart there with Fitch pushing through the smokes and looking very aggressive. The AK-47 takes down 3 of them, and you're right. If he gets that 4th, maybe it all falls apart. Here's the replay. It's not the round-winning play, but certainly was exciting. Flashbang subsides, finds Config as well, and that's kind of sick. The fact he got the 3rd kill after North opened things up so successfully as well, but nice synergy there between Valda and AZ, showing the outside presence. Then AZ runs inside with the bomb. Round done. North can't afford to get a reset here though. Money's still not fantastic. 4 AKs and the Galil 4 MSL. Lose this round, it could be double eco territory for the T side.
Dren moves back toward the inner bomb site with Doge. Yep. No kills exchanged yet. Just a minute. 20 to work with. Very far into the round, all things considered. MSL. Patel wants to just lob a flash. Lob it in toward Doja, who then gets one through the skylight to blind him up. So too was MSL, so he couldn't commit to the peak. And it buys enough time for Doja to get his vision back. His vision gets him 1 because he's traded out, and it's all trades. But it is going to be an entrance of trades toward North that give them a chance to plant the bomb. They'll do so with just Config left. Fitch! Oh, I thought that nade was going to catch him. He's got the kit, by the way. Does Fitch.
Config's got the Molotov. That could be a massive asset to have, but he caught out of position here, but somehow hits the shot. Now it's the 1v1. Fitch on low HP as well. Config knows he's got this round for days. He knows Fitch is at the backtracks right now. There's that Molotov.
Goes at one side, knows he has to go the other, unless he goes above, which he reads as well. Config makes it 12-12.
So confident there. He knew he'd won that round. Very calm. I don't know how he gets the first kill in the 2 versus 1. It seemed like he'd been out-positioned. He jumped at the wrong time and nails it with the AK-47. This was the moment. He's jumping as well. I don't know how he comes out on top there, especially against a player like Hobbit. But this was great. Once he drops that Molotov as well, it means he knows he has to come to a left-hand side or above him. Denies him getting anywhere near the bomb. And now, North starting to look promising here on the T side. It's a forced buy from Gambit. CZ's a UMP, but there is an all-pal for Mo. He has to be more aggressive here, try and find the opening picks. Carry his team to victory. They have pushed towards Ivy. That's going to be Hobbit by the dumpster, but Mo looking towards main entrance. He knows he has to make something happen here. Config seems to know, though.
Certainly does. Config Confident config gets Hobbit from his hiding hole. Pulls him back out. Adren will make contact, but contact perhaps he best left avoided because he goes down to 37 HP. He'll fall back inside of the site. Fitch just waiting as well. The CZ pistol of choice. We've seen a change, a shift in some of the weapons. As we mentioned, the MP9's been out a lot. The CZ's been out a lot more frequently as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's probably the most prevalent tournament for it to date.
One of the other shifts that people have been not mentioning as much, but that the M4A4 is by far the dominant of the two now. It's
Yeah.
very, very rare do I see an A1S.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's been a slower shift, so it's been less noticeable, but it certainly has happened. KGB, he's made it happen with the AWP to take down Fitch. Valda follows up, and it's going to be North. Despite losing 7 rounds in a row, that cling it all together, or do they? I was going to say in time to take back the lead if things continue, because Mo still on the site is able to slow them down a second longer. That brings Doja on a flank. Doja on a flank, but in the open with Valda, and 2 players to face, who pulls it back North's way.
Still anyone's game here. Looked like Gambit were going to run away with the second half, but North coming to life now on the T side. You're right, it seemed like there was a round that was destined for them to win, but Gambit starting to find some form there towards the end. Mo hits a couple of AWP shots, and then the AK-47 of Dosia. Thought it was enough, but he runs out of bullet at that moment, just as Valda does the 180. So a little bit lucky there, perhaps, but still, they'll take it all day long. 13-12, they take the lead once again. I assume that's the money broken now for the Gambit side. They had the force by the previous, the CZs, the UMPs, and of course that AWP. Lost bonuses at 3 for them. So after going 7-0 up, it's 3 rounds against them. We did have a pause. And they're buying those HE grenades. I mentioned this earlier. With the ecos, you're having to stack a bomb site and hope they rush, or you can buy HE grenades thrown towards main entrance usually, and maybe try and shut down an AWP at the very start. Then you swarm in together and try and pick up his rifle. Let's see if they do made it. They've got 4 of those. Got some presence towards main entrance, so it could work out. There they are. No real damage inflicted, I'm afraid. Started down to 84, so it doesn't really find anything significant.
Spotted Doja when he's peeked out from the pallets. Valda gets ready for Adren to push up and successfully finds him. Pistols just trying to stack and do what they can. They've found kills in a multitude of times, but this time it's Valda that's gotten all of the kills for him and his side to put North on 14. He's looking for the ace as well. He's got 4.
Why not?
Ace Ventura, pet detective, on the case, searching for a wild Fitch.
Might as well. He's up against default pistols, no armor, and he might just find it as well. It's a nice Molotov. He'll force him out. There it is. You love to see it. The ace coming out. The Eco Cobra. It's not bad. It's going to be 14-12 for North now. Touching distance of picking up Gambit's map pick.
Yes, that is something we have to speak to because Gambit has looked the class of the tournament in many ways. Until now, because North, all right, I'll believe it. I was seeing some hype. I was seeing some encouraging thoughts from North.
Yeah.
Last night they seemed to play, although it was late and I was getting ready for bed, playing seemingly a perfect game of teamwork and chemistry. I wasn't convinced they would have enough for Gambit. I wasn't sure if I was convinced that it was genuine and true and that we would get this from them again. We certainly are. And Gambit seems to struggle against it right now.
I mentioned in the pre-game, this is where North usually struggle. When they're about to close out games, and that's when they usually can't find the round that really will do it for them. Lose one, and then it could all go horribly wrong. But for now, looking very good indeed. 4 in a row. And they head towards inside of the set piece. We know they're an execution-based team. And they're still waiting in the lower round. The smokes and flashbangs will be deployed momentarily. Molotovs as well. You can see Dosia. Perfect incendiary just to buy him some time. Maybe slows him down here.
Agent with the gap that he's created with his own smoke thrown forward as Mo already finds MSL. Doja as well steps up, and it's a Dren to follow, but it's not all clear-cut because Cajun and Valda get kills back. Bomb's not planted. Cajun buys more space, more time, and he's going to sit to try and do the same with Bomb down. They win this, and North could find the map on their doorstep. Valda goes more aggressive as well. They continue to search for Fitch. He's confused because the ricochet of the bullets mislead, and he thinks there's one behind him. It's Hobbit above. Hobbit and Fitch.
Oh!
Good shot, Cajun. But then he holds still.
He's not moving.
Okay, he actually did that on purpose. It was very confusing because everyone held still after the shot came through. But Fitch is going to continue to try and go closer to the site to try and pull back with the kit and hold it down. But Cajun walks back in. Fitch, he's not moving. He's trying to do A bit of a mind game to play Cajun, who does not buy it. 15 rounds for North.
It seemed like a really telegraphed execution there for North. It didn't work out initially because he dropped the incendiary. It bought him a lot of time. They went for the reflashes. All the CTs are rotated in there. He had it locked down, but Cajun B recovers the situation. He's been great this tournament with the AWP. Hits every shot required here. Doesn't get fooled by the full defuse either. Fitch, that's the only option he really had. He lost track of him, and that's a massive round for Cajun to pick up. Obviously, with match point established as well, 3 match points in the bag. It's a forced buy from Gambit now. Famas's Max 7s and the Scout. Good chance of any to close this one out and pick up their opponent's map pick. That would be absolutely huge for the North side here, as they're looking for the grand final.
Alder flashed. Backs away. Down the hallway as Volda wants to look back in, can't spot anyone there, and will run down to join his teammates on the other facets of the match toward A main. In fact, he just grabs the bomb from Cajun and goes back in as MSL goes in and finds Fitch. Response from Adren on the shotgun to at least find Config back. Will grab the AK as a result of it, but still has to be cautious and tread carefully because there is another player. Yes, Volda is there with the bomb again at Ivy.
MSL's down to 3 HP. AZ Dosi having a bit of a standoff here at the inner brown halls, but Cajun B still on the orb. Saw how deadly he was in the previous round, but might be a taller order here. MSL does drop eventually, and now it's the man advantage as Dosia comes with a big flank as well.
Cajun with the shot to find Mo, but Dosia, he said big flank goes after the smoke is deployed. He thinks that's the time and he seizes it. Cajun, only one. Hobbit's able to transfer immediately and get in for the trade. It gives them the advantage, but Volda is the one with the bomb and will be planting. They know it. They sit to wait, and they try and find the angle. Doja gets information and damage in. Not a lot, but enough. Oh, as they line up. Dear God, that can be scary. One headshot would have done them both, but they managed to hold on and keep the game alive.
Trying to close it out against the Mag 7s, the Scouts, and UMPs, but it wasn't quite enough. The Mag 7 causes some chaos there towards Ivy, finds a kill, upgrades to the AK, and at that point, North, it seemed like they recovered it towards that pop dog room, but low HP, getting found one by one. Maybe just wanted to drop one of those full set pieces at that point, but you can see that flank. Dosia, very good job, and you're right, they did line up for Valda towards the end, but Dosia holds strong. They get one step closer to getting towards overtime here. Full buy for North. Fully established just yet, Gambit. It's going to be an MP9 for Gambit, for Adren, sorry. But maybe that's not a problem. He's had some massive rounds with that weapon. They go aggressive here at the lower ramp.
Adren with the MP9 is inching it again to try and replicate the magic that was the stupendous flank as Mo is tagged, trying to get the shots in. Volda has Adren. This puts a lot of pressure on Fitch. On the bomb site, toward the sandwich, finds Config already, backs off, flashed up. It's gonna be Fitch that finds MSL as well. He's done well on the site with 19 HP. He's gonna try and rotate around. Hobbit sees the shadow of Volda going up. Oh, misses the easy shot. He tried to go for trigger discipline. It still works out for him because Fitch is able to get Volda as he's distracted. A third kill for him, one for Hobbit, and Mo will close out the round. We play for overtime.
We do indeed. The money's not really there for North either. They went for the set piece, a faster one towards outside. Very chaotic. They got the opening frags, but answering back was Gambit. Retaking in lovely, lovely way. It's going to be definitely an interesting shot from Hobbit there. I thought he had fluffed his lines a little bit, but overall recovered. Got the information to his teammates. And his CZ's Tech 9s, a Deagle and an AK-47 here. They've got smokes and flashbangs to work with here. 3 match points now down to 1 as Config makes his way out of main entrance.
Fitch starts off again where he left off in the last round, finding Cajun B, and immediately he backs off. So gets the kill, doesn't want to stay aggressive. Adrenaline is found by Config. Hobbit responding as well, though, as Fitch finds yet another before going down. It allows Mo the gap he needs to find Volda. MSL, all that stands in the way of an extension on Train, and Doja finds him with a flank. Additional rounds required.
Couldn't quite do it there. The round they had the real chance was up against those shotguns and SMGs, but it didn't work out for them. 3 rounds in a row for Gambit to close out regulation time. We do go to overtime. Opening stages of Train, Gambit looked like they were the more dominant side. They had 8 rounds in a row at the very beginning. North did get back into it, but can't finish the deal. everything will be reset. 16k here at DreamHack Masters. Full buy, but that was the lead they regret giving away.
Not sure who we're getting our dicks out for. I couldn't read that all. But you don't have to tell me twice.
Should be with the AWP. Mo, same story for him as well. Nothing too crazy to report. No auto snipers just yet. Confident Val, wait for any CT aggression, but it's AZ the first frag there. Dosia pushed the lower ramp. They have the man advantage now. 5 and 4 with plenty of time to work with here. Fitz trying to recover the situation, been a very impressive player. Fantastic aim star. Can he recover this? And maybe he can. Not quite. Takes KGB down to 8 points of health, but can't find the frag just yet.
Kill totals, by the way, and yes, there has been one in overtime already for AZ. Is Volda on 29, Cajun B on 29, so they both dropped 30 in the first 30 rounds, just about one under, and 27 for Fitch that leads the way on the Gambit side. Get back underway in this match. Continue on. As Fitch is up close on the blue train, watching both A main and toward Pop Dog, as MSL has gotten down the ladder, has the position to work with at the very least.
I think with this man advantage, and your inside execution being so successful in the past, that's what's got you rounds. You just do that again now. Drop the smokes and do it in the exact same way. Hope Cajun B can have a similar performance. As low HP doesn't become a huge factor then, he'll be holding deep lines at lower ramp, watching for any rotating players to come in. Gets a couple of shots, they'll be fine. Here comes the smokes, maybe even the final play here. They will go down that lower ramp.
A very subtle game for Cajun, considering his frag totals. 30 for Volda now as he takes down a Dren. Mo goes with him. And it's 2 only left, and a nade that goes in toward Connector. 2 HP left for MSL as well, if you want to continue similarities. They can afford to go for it. That's the beauty of 16k overtime, because we get to see if anyone's feeling the hero. Lay a lineup for Hobbit, but not enough heroics at all to come close. In fact, 16 rounds for North. They take the first in overtime.
Yeah, really nice play there from North. After being gifted almost the early frag towards the lower ramp, it was Dosia by himself, pushing that position with the smoke. AZ took him down. They didn't overcommit, they didn't panic. They waited for any more CT reactions to come through. Luckily, KGB didn't drop a main entrance, which took him down to 8 points of health. Like I said, when you have the advantages, you have a very basic execution ready for yourself. Get towards inside, smoke towards connector, upper ramp as well, flash over, and just go frag for frag. And luckily, they took every single kill in their stride. Round number 2 now. North with the early advantage here in overtime.
Flash back down. Early damage. Cajun's tagged up as well. Off to the corner, and a flash inside of the smoke allows a bit of an entrance toward Brown Halls at least. We'll go back over to support as well at Ivy after getting pushed off the position originally. Hobbit and Fitch play forward in the site, one at E-Box, one on top of the blue train. Very slow pace this time from North, setting up a perimeter on the A site, suggests it might be the outer yard they want to occupy. I say that, and as I do though, the smoke goes in and they start to move back, but as they move back, they also go down the ladder, so still a possibility. Fitch wants to reclaim, throws the flash from far to time it with the flames, and he goes in, but MSL takes him down, doesn't win the duel, and just as he does, another player enters. They'll know two's there. Fitch will have made the call from the grave, but Hobbit has to stand tall, finds only one, doesn't account for the second, so maybe the call was not accurate enough. As Adren gets back to AZ, it still gives them a chance. 2 rounds for North might be on the cards in overtime, more so with Cajun stepping up. It's Doja that has to pull it all back, and he nearly gets 2, but Volda's too quick.
Volda steps up once again there in the 1v1 situation. Didn't have to wait too long to close it out, but good communications there from North, and this is big from them. On the T side, going up 2-0 here. Great opening picks once again, and MSL towards that Pop Dog grab. I don't know how he comes out on top in that duel. Flashbang looked perfect there from Fitch, but maybe went a little bit too long before finally committing to the peak itself. MSL took him down, and that was their opportunity to get outside. Good refrags and good fundamentals of Counter-Strike. Double AWP set up to finish us off for Gambit here. Adren and Mo. But North looking very good. They get a 3-0. That could be a...
Waiting. Somehow not connecting. Tag down to 41. Adren falls back. Run boost. No shots baited, but gets himself on the other side. live life on the other side, Henry.
Try my best.
Back from the grave. You were on the other side this morning. Boost up to server, and Config rips the head clean off Hobbit. They might have created a comeback to get to overtime on their own map, but they're struggling to get anywhere beyond.
Yeah, this is North doing a great job. They're finding the opening pick every single time. Dismembering every opponent. Oh no, Mo. Can't even face towards Ivy now. Plays himself.
Oh, and Molotovs. Bounces back. Ball, meanwhile, in the hallways could go over toward B. There's no one there, at least for the moment, by which they considered the possibility. But Doja and Adren have rotated since. And Doja is elevated to a higher position as Adren watches the upper point.
They normally smoke this, but AZ's overextended slightly. How is he still alive? They'll know it's an inside play, but Adren can hit the shots here.
There's the gun butt sticking up off his holster. Adren, he's gone down. It's going to be Doja that's found. He falls off the train just in due time. As Cajun, he's able to grab the bomb back. But watch for Adren to push up. Finds Volda. Low HP on Cajun B. He's only got 3. As Adren shuffles over, he's not kept track of where he's gone. Misses the jump to the high pillar. And now it's beside him. He had no idea he was there, and it's 3 straight rounds in overtime for North.
What an absolute monstrous game from Cajun B it's been. It looked like it was done. Adren had his number. The double frags are coming in for Gambit. They've done enough to recover. He holds his nerve, and luckily, the AWP shot hits at the end as well. Cajun B and North with another clutch, and they do find the 3-0. A fantastic position to be in. After having 3 match points in regulation, they do manage to give themselves 3 more in overtime as well. 1 more round will do it. It's been a very exciting finish to train here. North looking very good on the T side. It's finding the opening pick time and time again, and then being very calm and wise when it comes to the final play in the round as well. Just keeping it simple, nothing too flashy. And AZ, after showing his head there on the upper ramp, was just surprised he even survived, but got away with it somehow.
Last Nordic team in the tournament trying to make the finals, and they may steal Gambit's map. We're not done until we get to 19. Or more than that if they hit 18 on Gambit's side. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Config knows how the op works, but can't connect with it. Again, they find the opening pick, though, Henry. That's 4 out of 4 in overtime rounds. And Config finds Adren pushing aggressively.
That's confident stuff there from Config. 5 on 3, the plays that are required to win a map. But Mo, he's not going to go down without a fight here. Still a 4 on 3. The man advantage lies in favor of North. Minutes to work with here. And head back towards in, and that's where Hobbit's waiting as well. Valder and Cajun B to defend this side of the map. Molotovs and 1 smoke to work with. Fitch and Mo will join their teammate, and Valder's very close to the lower ramp as well. You can see him on the screen. Hobbit trying to find him here.
Molotov on the ramp. Fitch will look back elsewhere. They need to slow it down, but not too slow, boys. You've got 30 seconds. Volda's the only one directly on the B site for now. As the smoke bounces in, he'll call for aid. Fitch goes first. Cajun gets aligned. He's been hot all game long, but not hot enough this time, as they both manage to cross. Post the shot. Hobbit and Fitch. Hobbit tagged as he jumps back over. Can't sit on the bomb after the plant. They need positions, and Mo has the AWP with a gap above a smoke to look down to Z. Fitch is down. It's just 2 remaining to hold it off as Volda taps the bomb once. Everyone has a kit. Molotov goes early. AWP's not drawn. It is drawn in time, and Mo makes no mistake, but they go down, and they'll go down in map 1 altogether. 19 rounds for North.
4 clean rounds in overtime. And I thought the no-scope from Mo was going to buy them what they needed to maybe get back into it. But North, they do pick up their opponent's map pick here in the best of 3. In the semi-final, Gambit have looked stellar throughout, but this could be their undoing. They move with the cobblestone next. And yes, against SK, North looked weak, but traditionally, this is their very best map, and they look their best.
They have looked their best in many occasions, I do agree, on Cobblestone.
Yeah.
And they're looking their best right now in this tournament. Yes, they struggled against SK, but since that match, they have been pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
hard word to put into such a variable game.
Sure.
But they've looked very, very good. The best we've seen North look in a long time. So Volda's addition has been stellar. This game was incredible in the fact that they were so good on their CT side. I think that's obviously going to overtime. That is what won it. And their ability to shut down Gambit time and time again.
So they've taken down SK on Train, and they've taken down Gambit as well. And it's been their opponent's map pick, and we haven't really seen them play it in a big tournament ever before. That's kind of sick.
It is sick.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of things we didn't expect from Gambit, so there's a possibility it can work. They'll have to step up, consider